Good morning, Mr. Corbet, and listen to your excellent presentation this morning. And I'd just like you to explain how you at CelluForce have gone through some growing pains over the past few years, how you described yourself as going through the valley of death, and how you've adapted your operations and how you survived that and now seem to be on a road to prosperity.
Well, yeah, we learned quite a few things during our first phase of operations, because we constructed a plant and we ran operations for about 12 months. And again, the idea was build it and they will come. And so therefore we put a lot of emphasis on the production and the production process. Unfortunately, customers didn't come as fast as we thought, and we used up a lot of funds during that period. And we therefore went into the valley of death. We ran out of funds early 2013, in fact, and for 2 years we were looking for different funders and different sources of funds. And the team that was there, I wasn't present at the time, I arrived in April of last year, but the team that was there, and kudos to them, they continued to try to develop applications, and they went out to get some funding. And we found a great partner with Schlumberger, who had already started doing some design work with NCC in their drilling fluids. And they decided to become a shareholder in the company, and we joined that into through a consortium and applied for funding to STDC, and that really gave us a new lease of life and brought us out of the valley of death. And therefore, from that point on, we also adapted our strategy based on the findings we done. Of course, the strategy to build the plant was great, because that's giving us a market leadership today, and it's also has given us 12 months of operation on which we can build additional improvements into the production process. And one of the major things we did is try to focus on applications that are going to make it quick to market. Typically, application or introduction of new material is quite lengthy, and therefore there's certain things you need to do to speed up applications. One of them was to focus on 6 sectors, and within these sectors focus even more on certain applications where NCC has a great value and where there's a big need in the market. And so that's one thing we did, and we're now pushing these applications, and we have some great successes. We're hoping to commercialize a couple of them this year, which is going to be a very good thing for us. And so we're working very hard toward that goal.
So what are your sort of medium-term goals over the next couple of years?
Well, as I said, the main goal this year is to really ramp up sales and through these new applications that are coming on stream. And the real goal or the mid-term goal is to really sell our plant capacity. So our capacity right now is 300 tons per year. So within 3 years, or 2 years if you want, 2 years and a half, we're trying to sell enough products so that we can become self-funding. And at that point, it's going to be a different game for us. And then we'll be able to look at the commercial plant to be built a bit later after this.
So you've sort of weeded out some of the less attractive applications, and you say you're concentrating on 6 major applications right now. Briefly, could you just describe those?
Yeah, I'll try to remember. I always forget one. But it's obviously oil and gas. With Schlumberger, we have an exclusivity agreement with Schlumberger on developing these drilling fluid applications. There's also pulp and paper. We have some neat applications in wet end chemistry that we're developing with a partner, and again, that should be commercialized quickly or this year. And we're also working in adhesives, cement, paints and coatings, and resins and rubbers.
Cement would seem to be a huge application, especially in China, but you may have other competitors there as well too. But what sort of niche do you think you would fill in that?
Well, yeah, cement is a big segment in itself, but that's one thing we quickly learned, is that NCC doesn't apply to all the sub-segments within that sector. So we really need to look at where we're adding value. And in our case, CNC, the major value proposition in cement is flexural strength. So we're really trying to develop applications where flexural strength, high-performance cement is required, for example.
Well, thank you very much for an excellent presentation.
Thank you.